What's going on, guys? Thanks for checking out another video. Today I'm going to share with y'all a jig head lure combo that has absolutely changed the game for me during these cold winter months when redfish and trout get real spooky. It's all about finesse, it's all about subtle presentation, and this bait is everything that you need to catch those fish in the winter. Stay tuned.
Hit it. Nice fish.
All right, so I've done an Ed Rig video. I've talked to y'all about how important small baits are this time of year when fishing really spooky redfish, when fishing for trout in really cold water. Finesse is everything. And so fishing a small presentation, a bait that you can easily sneak in front of a group of fish, slide in front of some speckled trout, and get them to feel like they've discovered that bait. So picture this. You know when a gnat or a small bug flies towards the corner of your eye? It's a tiny little bug, but when you see it come in, like into your peripherals real close to the corner of your eye, it almost startles you a little bit. It feels much larger than it really is. So imagine that on a group of cold fish that are sitting there in the winter just trying to survive, eating, every couple days. All of a sudden a big jig head comes, bouncing across from the side in their peripherals. They're going to spook on it. They're going to move out of the way. They're not going to like it. So fishing something small, fishing it slowly, and bringing it into that group of fish, whether it be redfish or speckled trout, and doing it, in a finesse presentation, slowly on the bottom, subtle movements, is key this time of year. Now, you get some warmer days, the fish get fired up. You can bomb a full-size jig right in the middle of a school of fish, and they'll eat it sometimes. But I'm talking about those days when you're out there grinding, trying to get some bites. You're seeing fish, the water's clear, but you can't get them to eat. This is the bait for you. Don't mess with anything else. You can fish the other Ned rigs, but this bait right here has absolutely crushed it for me this winter. And this is the first winter that I've really paired these two together, and I've done so well. And so it is the 1/8 ounce Finesse eye, or Texas eye finesse jig by Ice Strike, paired with the Slim Swims by Zman. So like I said, oftentimes, you've got your favorite soft plastic color that you like to fish normal size jigs in, really anything. Soft plastic color is more times than not what you're confident in. For me, this bait is all about its profile. You can see how small it is. I mean, absolutely tiny. That head's got enough weight in it to be able to cast it out there on a light rod and get it down to the bottom. This little small profile, this color here is called, I got a bunch of these colors. Let's see here. It's the pumpkin. So it's a bass color that does really well this time of year. Oftentimes for me, I'm trying to kind of match the color of that snodgrass, the brown and green that you see on the bottom. The bait is living, the mud minnows and stuff that are still actually around this time of year, which is really the only bait we see, at least in our marsh creeks. In our western creeks, we'll see some finger mullet and we'll see some menhaden and some pogies. But out in the marsh, mostly what we're seeing is mud minnows. And they're kind of hanging in those little grass clumps that are so annoying that you're snagging all the time in your jigs. And they're kind of taking on that color, that brown with a little bit of greenish hue, and this pumpkin color does really well. So there's days where a bright white or a more obvious color does well, but more times than not, if the fish are there, it's nice to fish something that's more subtle. I mean, that's what we're talking about today. That's a subtle finesse presentation is key. But if you have not fished these Finesse heads by Ice Strike, you definitely need to pick them up. This is not the only bait you can pair on. Any of the Ned rig baits that you like to fish, you can put on this head and fish them just like a Ned rig. But for me, this has been the most deadly combo for me this winter, and it is going to be on my boat year round, all the time. I'm also really excited to use this bait in the summertime. Oftentimes here in our coastal rivers in North Carolina and South Carolina, redfish will get extremely keyed in on the small grass shrimp that fall out of the grass at dead low tide, and they're on the edges of the mud banks, and you'll see videos of belly crawlers coming down the banks popping shrimp. This pumpkin color on this head is going to absolutely crush them. Now often days you'll see those fish doing that, and you can throw a jig head to them or really anything and get a movement in front of them and they'll eat it. But there's a lot of days where they are so keyed in on the grass shrimp, on that small grass shrimp, and the biggest grass shrimp you're going to see is about this size. So fishing this little small finesse eye, I think in this color is going to absolutely crush it that time of year. So stay tuned in the summer. I'll do another video fishing this out on the water and hopefully catching those belly crawling redfish. But definitely go pick these up. I'll link to Ice Strike's website and Z-Man's website this soft plastic and this jig head so that y'all can pick some up for yourself. But in the comments, let me know if you fished them. Let me know if you're excited to pick them up. If you haven't tried fishing, you know, just even the normal Ned rigs and the smaller baits this time of year, give it a shot. It's so easy to just, you know, fish the same stuff you like to fish in the summer, but don't become a stagnant angler. Push yourself to try new baits, to try new areas, to try new techniques. That's what makes us better. That's what makes us grow as anglers. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Press that thumbs up button if you did. Hit me up in the comments if you've got any questions. Subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and I will see you in the next one. Later.